Hello everyone, after 1 week we will come back with Cheer Up to continue a new episode. Following the previous rehearsal, after an unexpected accident happened to Harry, the captain immediately ran like was asleep, but when he got inside, the person was gone and still the same as before. Yahoo didn't let him. This is just the guys, but it's hard to understand who would do these things to make such a scary thing happen, but until then the group was still together. Going out to eat or drink for the sake of the house, except for the fact that 100% is 100%. At the same time, there was a goddess who came in, so this time it made Johnson swoon, so this is the younger brother on the senior's lap. Although Sojourn has different styles, they are both very beautiful when they go out. It's good to see the two captains being intimate at the same time. They also appear a sage girl with Peyu and Harry. Also here, she often records pranks to tease the captain, making people angry to go inside and pretend to be happy. The person who just left turned to Kung Ho, but it's okay to still send them very excited. I'm having fun. This street girl came to look for something easy to say. When he was drunk, he mentioned that Schumann was the one who always cared about the raw area not to be returned, so there was already a fight. After that, everyone was curious about that person. Benjamin Housing said it was the first love of a foreigner that he wholeheartedly ran out of ammo until now. After listening to Harry, our family was upset when the Johnson size shift was over. To Sim, the number of beauties, she is also very happy, agreeing that there is hope to pursue, but Soo Young Sunbainam said this is only her father's number. Luckily next time this side or visa comes to Jade and then insists that it's my home and decides to sleep here tonight instead of the two brothers competing to bring Harry home. The result is such a situation. This is always on the car. The two men no longer fight each other, not inferior to Sunhwa pulling her head or anything, but after a while, she wakes up and messes up so that no one in the car can. When the source returned to her mother's house, Ms. Hoang Kwok, her daughter was so drunk. After that, the two boys introduced themselves and boldly said that she could just call her son-in-law and then record the helplessness of the mother and younger brother and send Do to the house. At this time they told the family or the central officer. Really poor because she told him so, but they did not mean to say bad things. He thinks poverty is not worth anything. It's okay to eat and pay in the public, but it's still very good, early in the morning the next day or something, because I drank it last night to avoid it immediately. They brought an antidote to the present, it's too psychological. There Hari and Ju were paired together to discuss what marriage is like, what is ideal. Her views are heavy or very realistic. She thinks money the most important thing in the military. Who still thinks that love is the most precious thing, just heard it or showed a very strong face, so the two looked at each other about this issue, then they boldly saying that we can't get married, seeing that the next day is very hard. Mr. Heen said that the type of life partner he wants to be is a man who likes money, is really an opportunistic young man. While the group was having lunch, they received a notification. The island will soon have a performance festival for freshmen. Harry said that he was still working part-time so he wouldn't attend. Then the god of fortune called, causing her to have to skip lunch the next day. Gentle brought her but accidentally saw something hurt him. Sad here. The old man gave the contract back to Harry saying that if she wanted to, she could send the money ahead of time, he would still give it. Enough because the contest is already over. If you don't want to participate in the upcoming festival, you probably won't need to exchange it again, but using the excuse that nothing in the world is free, so stick with the contract. After that, Hyan changed the topic and asked her uncle, what does he do with so much money? Disagreeing with that, two poor Highlanders together. Has your family unsealed yet? So my wife is also a kind of ability. My family has nothing to be strict about. Even my father has had the cancer, but even my father did not feel too helpless. My uncle obviously gave up and won. Look towards the poorest deserving Hadako in this movie, going out or bitter about whether to attend the festival or not. Remember the last time standing in front of the stage. She couldn't bear it, so she decided to continue participating. Then the team went to the festival to write the LG sim and the team would need to move the car after Suho felt uncomfortable. After that, the whole group arrived. The place that sent them to welcome them, the seniors, the elders, were full of alcohol, and then 1 million days later, I had such enthusiastic students and people, but this time, they left. Even though she couldn't find any joy here or because she was with him, the captain, on the way to the festival, she only knew how to eat and sleep when she had free time, washing her hair on her shoulders when she made Youngwoo's heart skip a beat. I can't stand this. I'm lucky that the waiter came to deliver the food immediately or was startled. The province taught me that in terms of freshness, by the evening, both of them hit the train on the road, only using COVID to curse about to fall. Rain. Did he hold her hand and show her why it was like that? The two of them looked at each other in a romantic way but were shy. Heidi immediately ran away because she was afraid of running out of food, but she was so clumsy, so Yahoo had the opportunity to take care of us somehow. Just keep doing it for us. Vibrated when the rain poured down. They were present immediately in hand. The umbrella appears to be a sim, but then people jostled each other to avoid the rain. The situation is like this, but the two brothers and sisters can still argue or it's too annoying, so Suho immediately gave the umbrella and ran like it was alone. He must be sad about something, then it's very convenient. It was also very polite to Harry after that to change the atmosphere. The whole group or only volunteered to perform one. The dance is so cute, huh? Seeing that, they were still not happy, he quietly went to smoke alone, pointing out that the spring thing he saw yesterday was a question about Harry's marriage and family. She said she hated people who had no concept of what she was. The boat and not being responsible for this made them feel sad because he was the one who used to be like that when all were happy. Aunt Nellie cried alone because she just found out. We had a new lover, but that person was more beautiful than me or stupid, so my aunt burst into tears instead. The uncle immediately comforted her by crying, but her aunt asked me to kiss her. One hell, that happened. This scene was seen by the showroom senior, but she still took 10,000 to finish the job carefully. The aunt asked if there was an empty room here. Since Tad didn't know, they seemed sad over here, so Harry followed him and asked him why he was like this, but he wasn't very open now that they were about to give up. But suddenly he saw someone was driving filming and immediately they chased and caught them. After a while, that person was caught by the neighbor trying to take the camera, or I saw that this was an acquaintance, the same guy who was born before. It seems that he was able to record or something on the opposite side, someone was watching. Henry and Schwen worried about this even more mysteriously, and then there was a video on here, so everyone immediately saw the video. It told about the 3 curses of the cheerleaders. The most common accident after that when switching back to the same accident before, the person in the video said, or what would be the one who died in the persistence, if you want to break the curse, you have to disband the cheerleaders, this time as a group based on bewilderment. Then people asked the uncle about the accident 2 years ago. The maximum expected that Apple was Vu Min was 1. The expected star of the cheerleading squad, but that was already there. Seeing that she was rumored to be dating a rookie because of love, she gave special treatment to new people, so I was isolated by my teammates and someone told me that everything was over the limit. So Julian was going to send it, but in the last day she stood on stage 1. The incident that happened made Schumann Vin hung very heavy, and she has reserved her studies since then and is no longer responsible. Seeing that the driver is Rooney's first love, Harry was a little thoughtful when she slept in the room outside the window. There was a figure of someone watching or recording the next day on the way back to school. Young-woo saw the social network. Owner Trong Min was active again after 2 years. At the same time a stranger messaged the message, "Please bring your own shopping cart here." Who would send me a message like this? When Harry and his friend returned to the club room when they suddenly saw someone's figure inside, it was surprising that it was the zooming Sunbainum who didn't appear into this past year. This time she came back for some purpose. This time around next year, after talking a few sentences, she sent it at this time. Harry still does not know who this is after the recording. Nokia posted that the team members have gradually withdrawn now. The new group only has 5 people left, but he still manages to boost the morale of the entire team. Johnson announces prices for events. It is the biggest festival season in the first 6 months of the school year for the students who will have the task of composing this new song so that they can help the band help. At the time of being extremely short of breath. Yes, sir, there are many prosperous rangers in this area. Going to work with a team that is less dedicated is now worse than not being able to say why at all. There were already girls out there and then gave up and didn't exchange or anything. He immediately experienced a new girlfriend because he didn't want to play the game knowing he would lose, so they decided to give up on this side. After the house moved to Cry Hoo Hoo. Besides, she remembered that strange message. After a while, she met Maureen in Fuyan and saw that someone was driving towards her. She was afraid that there was an accident, so she used the yacht to lower her and push her elegantly. True, but people drive very slowly. How can there be an accident seeing her with such a small mouth for no reason? She said that he was the one who created the danger for her. It's true that she overestimated, but after showing her attitude, she moved away for a while, then met Min on the street and pointed out that he had discovered her contract, and Mr. MS said this is an unacceptable action. Okay. This is because MS's Passion Banana Cheer team doesn't allow anyone to receive just enough money. I also understand that this has made Harry choose if he wants to stay in the cheerleading. Then Harry has to give up the money in the contract or else have to return in a week to see if she chooses the money or the neck dance here. The next day the group went to the school's band. But here she often records a few old prophets. She immediately leaves this place as usual. This number keeps on calling Harry incessantly, so helpless. She understands the reason for going to the bathroom to hide inside. They went on a date with their new girlfriend. No matter how enthusiastic he was, they didn't seem to be enjoying the day. After the group received the official confirmation, What purpose did they cooperate with the police to lose money to repair the school immediately? The old bastard came back to fight. This made the upperclassmen very angry, so it was difficult to speak the language. The support staff in the upcoming festival this party also scolded the useless captain when the two were about to fly into each other again. At that time Rooney Sunbainham appeared and she said she would be responsible. How does it work here? So now the group also realizes that this is the captain's first love after a period of not seeing Dung, and he has a lot of things she wants to cover, but she doesn't want to. Reminded of the old Zooming story, he also said that he came back because there was something that needed to be resolved and promised Joru that he wouldn't dare to wear it again. Just met an important person, so the captain seemed lost. The training program was over at the same time Harry Tui Shuen Hoa looked away from the findings that he looked down. When school was over, Harry was already waiting. The two of them chose a place to sit and talk, the gentle girl invited. He went back to the cheerleaders or saw that they were working very hard when reading the story. She thought he liked the cheerleaders, so he tried so hard. Hearing that, Suho wondered. According to the rules of overtime, to the extent that there is no time to do anything, but still try so hard, both of them have difficult reasons to talk like they're about to give up, but forget the other and continue to try to see if the two of you will what to do. When he got home, Harry consulted his mother. She said normally she would leave the cheering team later because her daughter seems so happy. She said if she was young, don't ask. This is not good, this place did it, or because she was a bit sad the next day when she entered the club room she got in trouble with her father Schumann. She asked Harry if he didn't think it was good that the video was posted earlier. Harry bowed that she has nothing to fear because making a living is much scarier than going out. She meets her ex-boyfriend again this time. The pointer asked Harry to pretend to be his girlfriend for a day and pay for this pre-baby breakup. Is always thinking about how he said his girlfriend was angry but actually broke up instead of the forms he told him. Take your girlfriend to the student union party tonight for this reason, so you don't remember the student, but she thought this must be crazy, so she did. They were very easy that night during the great show. Suho and his new girlfriend here right now are using the excuse that their girlfriend is sick, so they don't come here, but heard that the senior guest wrote below and was very embarrassed. Did the birth position come, or did you experience the exam a bit too much? Even moved a few steps in for some reason. She came here to help. They also saw this incident. The policeman was also very surprised at the same time. Did you ask later or record dating with the country? This program embarrassed Harry. Huyen Tran honestly said he was very satisfied. That's why she liked this man after listening to him. The person who said that made Hyuk very embarrassed. When he left, he gave his salary to him or her, along with a sincere thank you, but she did not accept this amount. Harry crawled here to pay his beer debt. He treated her very well when the two of them got to know each other. It was okay to say that he was very touched today. Because Harry's compliments did not fire her, she said that this was all true when they were still together. Once again, he did not ask to start this relationship again, but the staff said that he seems to have fallen in love with someone who makes her happy and reassured Jeremy. In the end, the two people officially let go of this love in joy. No one has any regrets. Being with them saw everything. The next day he made an important decision. They said they had no interest in the game and knew they would lose, but this week he has changed a lot, knowing there is no winning, but they decided to wait until the end to send this youth without regret because the boy's attention has made two different eyes. Now use it as she had. More motivation. My showroom and the band have been practicing like this together. At this moment, everyone seems to have their own joy to enjoy the experience again. Besides going out to eat, now send half of Harry's expertise back. When the whole group was in series, Harry Koo Min Ri and his uncle went out to talk here. Jolie 10 million contract, always determined that she will stay and change, and the staff still doubt this, or the speaker just stood. This time she wants to waste time once on this useless thing so that she doesn't have to regret. Real has happily started to practice his youth, but he is saying goodbye to his girlfriend. She scolds him enough and said that one day he will have to suffer for others only like this. Maybe it will come true. At the same time, Harry receives a call from her mother who doesn't know what to hear, which makes her freeze and drop the phone. Someone has entered the phone. So inside the group, it's been a while since the showroom. Sunbainham came out and didn't see her, suspecting that something was wrong. Living everywhere forever, Harry asked Passersby. They said a man took her away. Immediately he was sent by the boss, but it turned out to be just the wrong person. In despair, the word "to" appeared from behind. She didn't say where to go, but it seems that Roro was very worried. Heen immediately hugged Hadi even though she didn't say it. But stop it, she felt this situation. At that time, they also considered this area and made Nam Su heartbroken, and it is true that the poor last code had a mysterious province. The person who received the phone was Schumann Sunbae. Right now, she saw something unexpected. This video ends here, and everyone's youth is only once. Be strong according to your passion. You guys will see later. In the past, did they give up their unrequited love, and whether the male lead and the heavy girl could easily become a couple? You can also guess what the next episodes to write, if you find it good. Thank you for watching. End of video. Bye.